Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to this week's. I'll get you back. Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. I'm Aidan Smyer, I'm your chairman. It's my job to get you through the agenda. I'm always assisted by the leadership team, so they get standing and introduce themselves.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Terry, and I am an membership and recruitment coordinator.
Good morning, I'm Scott, I'm meeting secretary, and of course the handsome face of Live Chat.
Ben is normally there, and he is the Education and Development Officer, and I'm standing for him as well, multitasking. Thank you all. Please be seated. Just on an environmental note, an environmental and fashion note, my shirt is made of recycled plastic. So I thought you'd all like to know that. And it has the advantage that if you spill tomato sauce on it, it just wipes off. Right, let's get on with the meeting. And the starting point, of course, is to welcome our visitor, Derek. Welcome, Derek. You'll be hearing from him at the end of the 60-second round with his 60 seconds. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the meeting. Right, let's get on with it. The meeting starts with the performance thing, and Scott will tell us all about it.
Well, good morning everyone. Performance League is here, but I sent you all an email yesterday which I hope was useful and perhaps insightful to you all, which was a breakdown of how points are earned here. For the benefit of Derek, we have a league of contribution from the members, reset each month, and we score points for doing things as easy as turning up, through to giving and receiving a business, having a one-to-one get-together to learn more about us. Easy points like commenting on our blog, that's recorded on here, and we chart those contributions. The contributions then feed the order that you appear on our website. So, with our benchmark of 88 points as a target each month, we're very, very well above. Everyone from there up has achieved that, and we've still got today's meeting to count. So that's exactly what we want to see. Those members who have topped 200 points in the month are Terry, 220, myself, 230, Mike Skinner, 233. Gets you second place because Paul has 249 at the top. So, well done, chaps.
Well done, Paul. The education presentation, talking about Paul.
Minus 60 points if it's rubbish. Is that what we
Yeah.
What if it's good?
5.
Five?
Hopefully there's that random column on the end, Scott's discretion column.
Okay, a little different today. We're going to act out a scene.
Minus 60 then.
Okay, so there's two guys on a bench in the park in the city. We've got the smart businessman, and we've got another person next to me. They could be homeless, could be a vagrant, don't know. Anyway, I reached down to pick up from on the bench next to me a cookie from a bag I bought earlier. This is nice. Glad I bought this. Next minute, the guy next to me, he takes one from the bag as well, without me asking, and he eats it. And then he smiles at me. What a cheek! Take another one out. Next minute, he takes another one. Smiles again. And this goes on for a couple of minutes until the gentleman next to me reaches into the bag, is the last cookie. And he's about to put it into his mouth. And he breaks it in half. He looks at me a little bit sanctimoniously and says, "And gives it to me." Thanks very much. By all this time, I'm getting annoyed, I'm getting furious. This guy has taken my cookies and he has the gall to smile at me as if he's doing me a favour. He's probably homeless, probably vagrant. Anyway, I take the bag of empty cookies, storm off, I'm round the corner and I get my phone out of my bag. And I realise, I look in the bag, there is a bag of cookies, it's the same make. They were his cookies. So it was me that was taking for, and I had the gall and the rudeness to think that just because of what he looked like, he was taking my cookies. So I went back, but by the time I got back, the gentleman had left the seat, so I couldn't apologise. So the moral of the story, you know, don't go by appearances, and ultimately don't be rude and discourteous, because it might be you that's being rude and discourteous.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Yeah, well done, you two. Next up, membership matters. Are there any that you wish to discuss with us? Terry? It's always exciting. Right, okay. The business card box. I'm sending you around as usual. Please check that you're adequately represented in there. Please take cards that you might need to effect introductions. I'm sending that round so that you can put your slips in it as it goes round. And I will now introduce the 60-second round. Yeah. As that goes round that way, take all of his cards as it comes round. Right. Whilst all that is happening, we start the 60-second round. Your chance to explain your business without being 60 seconds. We have our second standing bell, Toby. We'll do that when you've got your, after 50 seconds, and after 60 seconds, he will do. That's when you sit down and shut up. Right. So, with a practice bellman, the Oscar was won by Rosemary. She is sitting there with us in front of her. She will go first and then consider your offerings and make the award at the end of the 60-second round. So, without more ado, let's get underway. Rosemary is first, Toby is second.
Good morning everyone, I'm Rosemary, your travel agent. Any holidays or travel arrangements you need, please get in touch. I'm ATOL bonded. Rest assured that your money is safe. As a company, our franchise we have 100% financial protection for all our clients. I've a wealth of knowledge and experience and a lot of patience, so you don't have to spend hours looking for a holiday or trying to piece together that adventure of a lifetime. Let me take you away. And I'll spend all the time on the internet and the call centres for you. An example I'd like to give you is why you would choose to book with me is only yesterday an invoice arrived with incorrect names, etc. My head office received what should have been the same copy as me, forwarded it to the customer, and he notices a discrepancy in the spelling of the names, so it comes back to me. I then get in touch with the supplier on a live chat that lasted over an hour and a half for this simple thing to be rectified. So that's one of the reasons to book me, because none of you really want to be on a live chat for an hour and a half, I'm sure. Great offer this week for Thailand, Bangkok and Hawaii, the Twin Centre, 9 nights from $999, getting breakfast and 4-star hotels. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. Toby, you're next. You're followed by Mike Skinner.
Good morning everybody, I'm Toby Acton, personal business mentor, still helping business owners to become wealthy faster. I just want to tell you a bit about some of the people that I like to work with. People who know that they want to make more money, people that know that they want to know how to become well known in their niche or in their sector. They want to feel confident, they want to feel certain, they want to feel on purpose. They want to have a clear milestone plan for building their business, or at the very least they understand that they need to have a plan. They want to experience abundance and wealth and have a better work-life balance. They want to know there's a solution to their problems, and they dream of a solid financial future. But most importantly, they understand that in order to do all these things, they need to do some things and maybe make some changes. So if you know anybody like this, well, like that, please do put them in touch with me. So that's Toby Acton, Pole Position Business Solutions, putting your business in a winning position.
Thank you, Toby. Mike Skinner is followed by Paul Rogers.
Good morning, Mike from Black Water Media, creating video and photography for businesses and events. So recently Scott has been complaining on and off about doing a lot of work for a water company and having to deal with looking at that all day. And I've got something slightly compete with that. I took on a new client yesterday who specialises in earwax removal and foot fungus filing down. Which is going to be a lovely Not enough, she's actually going to be, ideally, could be a really perfect client because a new company set up about 2 or 3 years ago, absolutely exploded, gone from 1 employee to about 6 in that time. She's got a website that's quite basic, but she just wants to put out lots of new content, so we're putting together some overview stuff, a video to go on page, but then looking to set up a regular content plan over the next year or so, with every couple of months putting up new videos on there, introducing the staff and doing other stuff and things. So if anyone knows, I'm looking for more people like that in the sort of specialist beauty, medical industries, dental, and also vets and that sort of area, because it's all very similar type of approach to it, just slightly different subjects. And on a similar note to that, I was also chatting to her about coming along and joining the group, and one of the things she's really interested in is if anyone knows any nursing homes, anyone involved in nursing homes, that's a great one for her to get into. So if anyone does, let me know and might be able to check it out. It's Mike from Black Water Media.
Thanks, Mike. Last week you talked about the use of drones. Are they of any use for the foot fungus?
Depends how bad the foot fungus is.
Paul, you're next, followed by Matt.
Morning everyone, it's Paul Rogers from Synergy Commercial Finance, for business and commercial borrowing needs. So I have over 40 years experience in the sector and currently work with in excess of 273 lenders, which from a client's perspective obviously means we've got the background, experience and resources that they need. Today I just want to share some information from the point of view that I was at another event this week and there was someone from the Bank of England there. They hadn't foreseen the base rate increase of 0.5% last time. They don't know where they expect the base rate to go at the next meeting. Albeit the marketplace is forecast that it will move at some stage to 6.3%. They do know that utilities are coming down. They do know that food costs are coming down, which is all positive. But one of their main concerns around inflation is pay rises. Pay rises normally over the past years have hovered 2 to 3%. At the moment, they're 7 to 8%, and they need to be under control to bring this inflation down. For everyone's benefit, we can then see the longer term reduction in the base rate. So if you know anyone who's looking for business finance, it's Paul Rogers, Synergy Commercial Finance.
Thank you, Paul. Matt, you're followed by Melissa.
Good morning everyone, Matt Barry from Blue Seraph. We are a local design and branding agency. We're starting to come into that season of events. September and October, especially within the B2B sector, is all about events. So we've got 2 of our clients we're talking about, probably remember, previous members will remember, we do a lot with Sony at one of their biggest events in Amsterdam, so we're just talking to them, talking about the ideas, the creative, how it's going to look. If you're interested in an event, those are the sort of key areas and the times. It's, the event sector now post-COVID is massively up and running. We can help you not only in terms of your overall concept of how you're presenting yourself at events, whether you're there as an exhibitor or as just a participant, but also all of the collateral, everything on brand, everything interactive, print, digital, whatever it might be, we can help you with all of that sort of stuff. So if you know of anyone that's interested in getting in events and helping support, please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Melissa, you're followed by John Hammond.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Melissa Jackson from Kent Kenway Francis, I'm a licensed insolvency practitioner. Today I'm not going to actually speak about Kenway Francis at all. I'm dedicating my 60 seconds to two member firms from the group. That's Booth & Co, Paul Booth, and Terry and Aidan from TM Law. I've had the pleasure over the last couple of weeks of working with both of those firms and the individuals concerned on some matters that they referred to me. If you haven't had the opportunity to work with either Booth & Co or TM Law, then I would urge you to do so and try to put referrals their way. They're extremely professional, extremely knowledgeable, and give you the confidence to work effectively with the clients that they refer to you. They do an excellent job, and they are contactable at any time to get further information and be available to support the clients and to support you in the work that you're doing together. So my dedication today is to TM Law and Group.
Thank you, Melissa. John Hammond is followed by Mike Dixon.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from Chadwick Technology. We can supply all your electronic security needs. CCTV system, your access control, your firewall. What I want to concentrate on today again is CCTV. CCTV is used widely in the commercial sector and domestic. But you've got to have a good system. There's no point buying a cheap knock-up off the shelf because the recording quality is not used. You want something that can be used in accordance with law. And they've got to have good recognition. And a lot of systems have been installed. The live picture is brilliant, but the recorded picture is absolutely rubbish because of the way they actually record two different streams. A high quality stream and a low quality stream. It's better to view the low quality stream because you can see what's going on. You can go outside and have a look at it. The recorded picture needs to be better because you want to go back to it for evidence. So if you want it done right and something that can be used to catch the people, then you've got JMH technology, applying technology to security.
Thank you, John. Mike Dixon, followed by Nick Cook.
Mike Dixon from NSA Systems, the group's IT service provider. Today I just want to touch on Microsoft 365. I've talked about people using 365, but I wanted to just talk about the concept behind it. We completed projects this week which revolved around moving 100 mailboxes from an on-premise mail server into Microsoft 365. Their email server had reached end of life and needed to be replaced. And the project, which we quoted a price of between £25,000 to £30,000 for, hit a bit of a brick wall. So we offered them an option which was to use Microsoft 365. So instead of spending between £25,000 and £30,000, they spent £830 a month, which effectively gives them 30 odd months of interest-free credit. So that's the concept behind 365. The downside is that once you're on forever. So it's not just 30 months, it's 30 years. So if you know anyone who wants to lock themselves into 30 years, but I might my way. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mike. Next up is Nick Cook, and he's followed by Joe Smallman.
Good morning, my name's Nick. As you all know, I'm a structural engineer. I'm going to look at a chimney brace in an old house in Brentwood this morning. The house is in the process of being sold. The valuation surveyor acting for the lender has found a very dodgy looking chimney brace in the attic. It needs supporting. He's recommended that the structural engineer takes a good look at it, just to see how bad it is and what can be done to fix it. The lady is very anxious to get it sorted out because the whole house process is something ground to a halt. I said, okay, I'll tell you what I can do. I can pop round tomorrow morning. I'm in Brentwood anyway. She said, okay, that's great. How long will it take? Oh, it's been about half an hour or so. Any chance of getting here a bit earlier because I'm scattering my mother's ashes. And it was her house. I said, oh, I didn't say that. Of course I can. I'll be there at 8:45. She, oh, that's perfect. That's the sort of job I like. So if you know anyone who's got any kind of structural issues with their house, do give them. Very happy with that. Thank you. Is that 60 seconds? Do I get that right?
Right. Thank you, Nick. Stuart, you're followed by Leanne.
Willie, Stuart. You know what we do, business telecommunications, data networks. One of our, well, probably our largest customer is we look after the Renault commercial truck dealerships all over the UK. We had a call with their operations director on a Friday last week. Basically, they're knocking down and rebuilding their dealership in Chiltern. And they wanted to consult with me where they need to name me in the tender for what specific sort of duties. I said where we need to liaise with Openreach and things like that. And basically he said he wanted to use us as much as he possibly could, because when he deals with the other big networks, things tend to go wrong. He said, well, I want to use you guys as much as I can, because he said, and I quote, by hook or by crook, I know your boys to get the job done. Okay, and that's the important thing for us, is we will always find solutions to problems where a lot of other companies will just walk away and say it can't be done, it's going to take too long, it's going to cost too much. So if you now have got complex problems in telecoms and need some help, just get in touch with me, Stuart at
Leanne, you're next, and you're followed by Sharon.
Good morning everyone, my name's Leanne, as you know, and I'm from Interiors, and I'm your experienced and passionate interior designer, dedicated to creating functional and stylish homes and leaving a lasting impression. I believe in the power of collaboration by listening to your needs, and I transform your visions into reality. So from concept development to material selection, I ensure that every detail is thoughtfully considered to create a harmonious balance of aesthetics and functionality. So from one room to complete renovation, I work closely with you. I help my clients stay within budget, thus saving time, effort and making full decisions. I put the third room back in their room. So that's the end of the interior.
Thank you, Leanne. Terry, you're followed by Scott.
Nathan, good morning everybody. Terry Lady from TM Law Solicitors. Just trying to give you one reason, I know there are many, of why you should refer clients to me. I've got a client at the moment, and this client has owed quite a substantial amount of money, and it's in dispute, and there are quite complicated proceedings going on. And he's got an opportunity to take control of those proceedings and spend potentially a lot of money when the company actually is insolvent. The people he's after, they owe £600,000. He's never going to get his money. So I am currently weighing up whether it's in his best interest to just abandon that and just tag on when someone else winds this company up or not. It would be in my best interest to take over conduct of the matter and issue wind up proceedings. I've earned quite a good amount of money out of it. But I'm looking at what's in the client's best interest, and that's what I always do. Because although I want to earn a living, I also want to be able to sleep at night. So if you know anyone that's got any issues and that you're concerned that they might be led down the garden path for someone wanting to earn money rather than what's best for them, you know who to refer them to. That's me. Terry Radiant, TM Law.
Thank you, Terry. Scott, you're followed by me, and I'm followed by Hal.
Good morning all, Scott from SEO, creating all kinds of websites, small through to large, simple to complex. You've got the pleasure of listening to me for 10 minutes today, so I thought I'd start now. Having been doing 10-minute presentations every 20 or so weeks since 1998, it gets a bit difficult to come up with something new. So today I'm going to attempt to lecture you on the anatomy of a web page. It could be interesting, or it could be a load of old tosh. We'll just see how it goes. So, got my chair there. Thank you.
All right, Scott. Megan Squire from TM Law. The holiday season is upon us, and although there's economic gloom, we're all trying to get away. Just make sure that when you go, you've got your affairs in order. You're travelling by car, you're travelling on an aeroplane, you might even be sitting on one of those large bananas going round and round a bay. So make sure you've got a will, accidents can happen. Make sure you have a power of attorney, accidents can happen. Are you and your business partners falling out over who goes on holiday when? Make sure you've got a shareholders or a partnership agreement. And finally, are you getting the right holiday pay when you go away? I can help you with all of these. That's Aidan Squire from TM Law. And I am followed by Howard, who's followed by Tina.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Howard Bullock from Clear Financial Advice. We're independent financial advisors based in Ramsey, Billericay. I've got clients coming in today, and we're going to reorganise their pensions. They've got about a dozen pensions between them. But in preparation for this meeting, I sent them a risk questionnaire, a risk profile questionnaire, which will tell me how their money should probably be invested. They're both quite high risk, which is appropriate because they're relatively young. And the husband is very ethically driven, it seems. He wants to invest in companies that are going to plant trees, produce clean energy, and design vegan-friendly products. His wife seems like she couldn't care less about that kind of stuff. She just wants to make the best return she can. That's absolutely fine. We can design portfolios that behave in the way they want their investments to behave. So they're coming in at 12:30 today. If you know anyone else who has concerns about how their money is invested, I want to have a conversation with someone like me. Thank you.
Perhaps consider manufacturers of shirts who recycle plastic. Just a thought. Yeah. It's also waterproof, isn't it? Well, yeah. Right. Thank you very much.
60 seconds.
Thank you, Howard. Tina, you're next. Take the rest of that.
Right, good morning everybody, my name's Tina and my company's called Liberty Executive Services. I offer a secretarial and admin service. Now the holiday season is coming up and you are thinking of going away, or you may be going away, but then you are thinking, oh, my phones. That's where I can have your telephone number and I can act as your company, take details of anybody that calls, because you'll find if someone phones, they get an answer phone, they'll go somewhere else. So if you know anybody that's going on holiday that needs support with their phones, pass my details. It helps, and it's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5, I'm start to finish. I've got about 20 seconds. I'm going to sit down.
I'll take up that 20 seconds by saying Terry was away last week. Tina stood up and it was a great assistance and kept the whole thing moving. So thank you, Tina, for that. Jane, you're next and you're followed by Paul Booth.
Hello everybody, freshly back from Canada. It's Jane from the English Communication Company. Good morning, Derek. So I'm bringing along a cake and tea tin, and it includes fruit cake, which I never saw in Canada. You'd see bread pudding and you'd see donuts, but not all treats translate across the ocean, which is interesting. Also, they're making a big mistake because they call afternoon tea high tea. It is not high tea, I'm sorry, it's a big mistake. An intervention may be required. But I've decided you enjoy what that country has to offer, you know, and then back here, there's no taste like scone, I can tell you. So it's lovely to be back with my friends at EDF, although I did have a ruddy, marvellous time in Canada. Anyway, if anybody would like treats and gifts sent to other people or for themselves, I'm your gal, and remember, the C word is coming up, and I'm definitely your home for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jess. Right, Paul is the last of the members with their 60 seconds. Paul, over to you.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth & Co, Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood, acting for business and personal tax clients. Today I'm not looking for referrals though. I've got a tenant moving out of one of the upstairs offices. It's an attic office. It's quite a big space, very reasonable rent at £300 per month, and no parking involved, so they have to get their own parking separately. There's other car parks nearby, or if they live locally, then that's an option. But it's a really cheap rent based on the amount of space available if anyone, any businesses need it. Paul Booth from Booth & Co, very nice tax maximum as well.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, that's the contribution to the members. Simply leaves us with Derek to give us 60 seconds. Derek.
Hello, my name is Derek Brown from Mercury Property Investments. This is a new venture for me and moving away from my current 9 to 5, which I'm luckily freelancing, so I can move away quite easily. So, property investment, eventually I'm going to scale to a point where I'm interested in everything to do with property investment, but at the moment I'm focusing particularly on landlords. Landlords who maybe don't want to deal with agents because of the money that they put through agents, but they also don't want to rent out their property themselves because of the work they've got to put in. That's where I can come in with offering them guaranteed rent, typically on long contracts of 3 to 5 years. They'll receive no management fees, no voids. The rent will be paid regardless of whether the property is tenanted or not. No cosmetic maintenance fees. And for landlords worried about rent, because we're a limited company, if we don't pay the rent within 21 days, which of course we will, you can evict us, no problems. So that's Derek Brown from Mercury Property Investments. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Derek. That brings to an end the 62nd round. So I'll hand us over to Rosemary for your adjudication as to the winner of the Oscar, please.
Really good 60 seconds from everyone. I'm going to give it to Melissa.
Oh,
That's really nice. People in the group.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. Well done. Well done, Melissa. Okay. The 60-second round is always followed by the meeting secretary's report. Scott.
Yeah, so I passed around the Performance League earlier, which total, I think, £20,000 worth of business that we've recorded in the previous few weeks. £25,000 to add to that today, recorded in this last week. So well done, folks. That puts us right up where we should be. 19 new business opportunities and just over £25,000 to add to our monthly total. That's great.
Thank you, Scott. Good news. Well done, everybody. The 10-minute presentation.
Thank you very much for giving me. I'm going to just remain seated for this morning and just get straight into trying to explain to you the anatomy of a web page, which I hope you can all see most of. We'll just see how it goes. That's it. What I'm going to do today, clients come and they generally don't know what content should go onto your website or why. And if you wing it, you fall into that trap of just not getting things right, not getting conversions, not making the best of it. Many clients look and they'll copy what their competitors do. That's an easy answer to what should go on my webpage. And generally, you're copying someone else's mistakes then, rather than figuring it out and doing it the best way. So when I work, most of my projects are with Matt. What I'm not attempting to do today is show you how pretty things look. I'm attempting to show you content, not presentation. What I'm demonstrating looks bloody awful, on purpose, bloody awful. It's just the content that I'm explaining. So with that, I'm going to dive into a completely fictional web page and start explaining those concepts of what we've got. The first piece of a web page, the bit at the top, is typically called a hero. And it's where you've got about 5 seconds to explain what it is you do and how your customer can engage and use those services. Now, immediately, I've shown you this. I'm going to skip straight down, and you probably can hopefully read that. The most annoying thing about websites, from a study completed a couple of years ago, the most annoying thing is the lack of message. So you land on a page, and you've got no idea what it's all about. What is it this company provides? What's the thing that they do? It really confuses and infuriates people more than knowing what it does and not having any contact information, but just a poor, shoddy message about explaining things. So up here, the hero is really important. And what we have is a title that, what was it saying in my notes when I eloquently described this? The value or result of the transformation. So what we're doing here is we're saying something emotional and we're explaining it with a subheading beneath. So if I move down just a fraction, in my fictional example, create a stronger bond with your best friend. Our dog training classes will help you build a stronger, better relationship with your dog. So hopefully you'll see the emotional bit, the backing it up, the big obvious call to action button, the thing that I'm going to do to engage with and use this business, the point of me landing on that page. It doesn't say click here, it doesn't say more info. Clearly, obviously it says book your first appointment now. So I know what's going to happen when I click on that button. That's exactly where I want to drive my customer. My picture isn't showing a class, it's showing a chap who's built a strong bond with his little puppy. So in that 5 seconds of landing on this page, hopefully you've got a clear impression of what this website's attempting to achieve. But we're going to scroll a bit further down our page. Next section I love is the problem solution section. So you've identified a few key pieces at the top, and now we're going to demonstrate some more. So pain agitate is a methodology of creating content. So the pain piece, you love your dog, but let's face it, you know, it's a bit hard to handle, can be a bit much sometimes. That's the piece at the top that you want to put out there. The second piece, examples of that bad behaviour. So it's difficult to take for walks, he's really jumpy, can't take him around when there's other dogs. Those kind of examples here of what the problems that you're experiencing are. And then you introduce how you can help, the things that your business can do to solve that problem. And of course, if you use someone like Mike to demonstrate how you can achieve that with video, websites with video have a significantly higher engagement. People spend much more time on them, so that's what we want to try and achieve in our problem solution section. When we scroll down, and we get to a section now which I'm calling benefits. So what are the things that your business does? USPs potentially, but not just USPs, other competitors might be doing them, but we're going to break out some key things that are really, really important. And to best explain benefits, so we have a benefit, and underneath, what feature is it that you have that makes that benefit possible? And the best way to demonstrate this is a screenshot from the Tesla website. You look at one of their cars, and the benefit, stay connected. So it's a plain English, obvious term that we all want to achieve. That's the benefit to us. Instantly connect with multi-device Bluetooth or fast charge devices with wireless 36-watt USB-C charging. They're your features, they're the nerdy bits that we all want. But the key point that we get across is stay connected. We're not interested necessarily in 22-speaker 960-watt audio systems with active road noise control. It's enough to say at this point, innovative sound or immersive sound to get people emotionally brought into that benefit that your business can offer. So, once we've dealt with our benefits, testimonials are so important nowadays. You need to demonstrate testimonials on your site in a number of ways. Some businesses link off to Google or to Trustpilot or wherever to show their testimonials. Don't do that. I mean, it's great to have them, but you're taking someone off your website somewhere else. And all of those beautiful magical words here that feature keyword-rich things about the thing you do and the locations you do it in, that should all live on your site. And these 5 stars, this is visual shorthand for excellence. If people see lots of high-quality reviews on your site, they instantly feel better. And there's a statistic that 72% of people only really engage with the business after seeing some kind of positive review. It makes it work just so much better. So testimonials are really key. We've dealt with testimonials. Now it's time for the techie nerdy stuff. We've done benefits earlier. The features that are going to back up the benefits. So it's important to have this information for those people that want to get it. So all of the key things that your product or your service can provide, let people download, take away the white paper, the PDF guide, whatever it is. But all businesses will have a different set of these technical features, but I just think that it works. You sell the benefit and the features back it up. So I think that's really key. Favourite section of mine, frequently asked questions. Again, from a search optimization point of view, FAQs are amazing because it allows you to feature content that has all the right keywords and key phrases in it. It allows you to demonstrate and solve those kind of common problems and really just demonstrate what you can do. And of course, you know, if you can answer your question with a video, there we go, why not do that as well? You know, demonstrate quick, easy bits of info with frequently asked questions. And if someone's managed to scroll all the way to the end, there should be a really obvious call to action. That your user has spent that time on their page, they've gone through all this excellent information. What do you want them to do next? Well, it's the same thing you ask them to do at the top of the page. It's the button to click to book your first appointment. It's obvious and it's easy. So in summary, here's my page, just all the bits quickly together. We've got the hero that identifies those key bits that you do. We talk about the problem and the solution and how we can solve it. Key benefits of your business. Other people saying how wonderful you are. The features that you can provide. Frequent questions. Call to action. That is the anatomy of an excellent web page. That could be your home page, it could be a product page or a service page on your website. But I hope that made sense. It was a different idea of trying to do this. I'm happy to answer any questions. Howard?
I come across loads of corporate websites where it's not obvious what the company does.
Yeah.
And these are large corporations. And I was just wondering, is that a conscious decision by them? Or are they that shit?
So sometimes potentially yes, or sometimes they just haven't got someone like Matt engaged to do the UI, the UX, the user experience and the user journey through the site. But you know, if you can really measure it, putting a red button instead of a blue button, or you know, square corners instead of round corners, and test all of these things, you can make a massive difference. Someone like Amazon, it's millions and millions of pounds by nudging a button a couple of pixels across. It's crazy, but you can measure all of those things so easily. We create two versions of your website. One that's got a picture of a pretty girl, a headset and a telephone, and the other one of a nerdy guy with a clipboard. Put those on the same product page, and then 50% of your customers see one version, 50% see the other, and measure how many people click the button when it's got the pretty girl, and how many people do it with the guy with the clipboard. And you'll be amazed, and it will tell you what you should be showing on your site. So, easy thing to do. Totally.
When you're doing split testing like that, can you see the demographics of the people that are...
Yep. Yeah, there's lots of different solutions, and you can make it as easy or as complex as you like. But yeah, keeping the split tests fairly measurable is a really good thing to do. John?
One thing that really annoys me is drop-down menus where you have to scroll down and try scrolling across to look at people like. Those are so bloody annoying.
Well, so we didn't. There's no navigation at all in my demo. You know, we need to expect as standard that navigation is excellent. The bit at the top and the footer at the bottom should kind of help drive and lead you around the site. Matt will tell you I'm a massive fan of what we call mega menus. It's a great big, attractive, easy to use menus where you just, as you hover, you get sections explode out onto the page. I like those. You should never have more than 7 items across the top of the page, because otherwise it's just too complex.
Just following on from kind of what you're saying there, what's your leaning towards scrolling websites and websites with plenty of pages? Because I know some people that just want everything on one page and go through sections, which other people just want a set page.
So, if you have everything on one page, from a search engine point of view, one page has got to do everything, which it won't do. It will do a big job poorly, rather than one page for each. And if you have a page for each FAQ question, then there's a page dedicated to that on Google. If someone searches, what format should I be recording my videos in for, blah, 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 you've got the page that answers that in a Google search. Much, much better to have many pages on your site than one big scrolling page. Listen.
With a business like mine, we've got requirements to have sort of quite a lot of legislation and stuff like that. How's the best way to kind of put that boring stuff into your website? Because we have sort of lots of things like your privacy notice and your legal requirements, stuff that we have to have there, and still make it kind of interesting. And it's quite a serious topic as well. It's not something where you can have lovely fun pop-ups and things like that. It's got to be
There are formal parts to most businesses, and having a downloads area or a resources area is completely normal, and you can make that stuff look as pretty as you can. But you can also tell the story in a different way through case studies and visually engage things. And lots of businesses you probably can't talk specifically about a case, but you can write use cases, anonymous things about similar events that you've done. So yeah, there's always a way between me and Matt.
Sure. Some web pages, you go on, you have to accept the cookies. Yeah. I kind of thought the point of that is when you go back, sometimes you go back to every web page. You have to do it every time you arrive on a web page. Is that because there's something wrong with the page, or is that
it's a design preference. So some cookies will be for genuine marketing and other site preferences. Others will be enforced by different bits of tech that are put on the site. When we set it up, we can decide if the cookie notice is going to appear. Or once you've seen it once and you click the X or you accept it, will it appear on every page, or will it be hidden for the duration of your visit, or for the next day, or for the next month? The designer of your site gets to choose. So it should be a conversation your web guy has with you to work out what you want to do.
Hello. So ours is quite often product-based, our pages, because we're assuming people want to be able to click on hampers or chocolate brownie or whatever it is. So we focus mostly on something pictorial, taking them straight to the gubbins of ordering, which means there's somewhat less of that, especially on the homepage. Would you think we should still try and adhere to that amongst all the products?
Google is very clever, but it can't look at your image yet and get what's going on. You've got to appear in Google before people are going to hit your site. So there is a tried and tested formula. You've got to have words on your page to explain the things that you do, and it's a balance. And I keep referring to Matt and I, but there's a balance where Matt will like to make things look pretty, and I would like to make things SEO friendly, and we will back and forth on a design concept so that we can find that balance. So yeah, it's a real mix of just getting that bit right.
Thank you.
Last question.
You touched upon it a moment ago. We've all got Google accounts, most of us have. We've got websites as well. The reviews that we get on the Google, our Google reviews, do they have to be transferred to our website manually, or is there some kind of clever link that will
You can do it manually. The challenge when you do it manually is it brings in all your 1-star reviews as well as all your 5-star reviews. So you want as many good reviews as possible, and you want them on your public Google profile. But my preference is to also manually copy your select best ones, just like in my demo there, and show those as regular plain text on your website. So you get to curate your own favourite set from your public offering. That's the way I would do it. And quietly leave the 1-star only ones hidden away on Google, tucked behind your other 35 stars.
And the best example of that is you can look on the EBF website.
Precisely. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Scott, thank you very much indeed. Website design, no longer the dark arts. Now we've seen it. Thank you very much, Scott, for that. If you could do the necessary running, the referral for testimonials round, arguably the reason why we're all here, is the reason why we're all here. We'll start with Paul as usual and work round the room. Paul.
Welcome, Derek. Happy to see you again. Thank you. Brilliant. About the 40th, I'll say. Probably the best I think. Oh, really? Yeah. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Referral for Howard. And 2 referral for James, who's not here. Done deal. Thank you for money for Howard as well. Good meeting.
Yeah, even though that was your 900th presentation, that was a really, really good one. Great one to one with Paul on Monday, which is brilliant. And we've got one after this one. Lovely.
Yeah, Scott, I think that's one of your better ones. I quite like 27, that was a good one. yeah, 41 that was good, which is nice because 40 if you remember was rubbish. So it was good. Good meeting. I've put in so many referrals, it's literally, I haven't got time to go through them all, so once.
Really interesting to hear all about how the background of it all works. I haven't got a clue, but really interesting. Thank you, and thank you for the money. To Stuart.
Oh, you can.
I have a referral for a Scott Griffiths.
Never heard of it.
Another mineral site, courtesy of the keeps on getting, Paul Deleuze. And I have a referral for my kids. Sorry? Lovely
Yeah. Another meeting. Well done, Paul. Excellent, Ed Scott. Maybe said quite hard. Scott, that was really insightful, actually. I enjoyed that a lot. Welcome, Derek. Hope to see you again. See you next week.
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed the meeting, enjoyed the presentation, and yeah, I'm impressed with the group and how friendly everyone is, and yeah, hope to see you all again.
We hope to see you tomorrow.
Well done, Scott. Thanks for that. It was yourself difficult to do something different, and it was interesting. Probably one of your smallest customers, I guess. But
That's mainly
looked over our website for the last 10 years since set the business. It does what it says on the tin. When Scott and I first got together, he said to me, "What do you want the website to do?" And I don't want to advertise. I want it there as a present, because it does exactly what it says on the tin. Every now and again, you jazz it up with Matt's help. Snazz it up. Don't go too far, please, Matt. Thank you very much, Scott. Welcome, Stuart.
I still want to do the animation of Tina running in her train.
It's a step too far. Rather Tina wasn't identified, if you don't mind.
Just the back.
Just the feet, not what you can. A couple of referrals, got one for Tina. We've got a mission. I'm not going to say what it is. We have a mission involving another member here.
Yes.
Who's going to be ambushed.
Yes.
Testimonial for Tina. She looked after my business. She had a holiday last week. You can rely on her 100%. Looks after the phone, sorts out the post, just takes care of them. The other people just said you want to do it. And one for Open to organise our cottage. It was lovely. And Jim, my wife was very impressed at how nice and clean it was. Thank you.
Brilliant. You do cleaning as well.
Excellent meeting. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for the Oscar. Really insightful. It's still the dark arts to do, and I'm looking to refresh my website, so we're going to have a chat at some point, which will be really good fun. Referral for Jane for next month, August. Thank you for the money to Paul, and thank you for the money to Derek. We'll meet you, Derek, and we'll have a chat afterwards. And really interesting, Ed Scott, thank you very much, Paul, and see you next week.
Right, so thank you for the money to ex-member and to EBF, so that's where to go. And Paul, the week one, but I referred you to a Facebook reference yesterday. Thank you.
Oh, I like that. Why did
Your legs. I've got a referral, but it's for James, so I'll send that to him electronically, what I did yesterday. Good meeting. Nice to see you all alive and well, and bushy-eyed and bright-tailed.
She Ireland, right?
That's the one.
Yeah, great meeting. Welcome, Derek. It'd be good to see you again. Like I said, I've got a couple of contacts to put you in touch with. It'd be good to have a one-to-one. Great, Ed Slot, Paul and Howard. I think Howard, you should be applying for your equity card. Very good.
Yes.
Places. Scott, great 10 minutes. It's great to work with you, and Matt, of course. Yeah, I know the feeling may not be mutual because I'm so bloody useless at getting stuff to you, but I'll get there. I have got a one-to-one with Tina. Don't go away. Mike Skinner, not a, it was London Care Home, wasn't it? Yes. Not a care home company, but a home care company that we use. Okay. But equally, they have people's phones up. And so Mike Skinner, another home care company that we start putting in touch with both of those. Also, a little request. I had a call from a client, stroke ex-client, stroke former, future client, who is looking for people to lead tours in Ongar. She organises tours, only small parties, payment involved, expenses involved. If anybody would be interested in walking around with 6 to 8 people, showing them around Ongar, they're going on the steam train, taking them for tea, and that sort of thing, or you know somebody who'd like that, then please just give me a shout. I'll put you in touch.
What does that mean?
Really good Ed Slot, Paul, and Howard's assistance as well. Really good 10 minutes. Because I've got a holding page because I'm still trying to refresh and my mind was a bit blank, but I need to take those notes. So, oh, brilliant, thank you. Yeah, really good. And if I come across anybody else, I will pass them, definitely pass them the details. One-to-one afterwards with Toby, I won't let you. Oh, thank you. But thank you for the money for Terry. And thank you very much for the gym as well. I might have one again tonight. Ginger ale. No, it brings out the gin.
Excellent.
Yeah. Nice to see you, Derek. Good to see you again and see you all next week.
Yeah, really good meeting today. It started in dynamic form with the deadly duo over there, the education slot, and just continues to get better and better from there. Good to see you, Derek. Hope you'll come and join us again. And a very good one-to-one with Ben during the week. Unfortunately, he's not here today. I'm looking forward to one-to-one with Howard a bit later. And Toby, thank you for the call the other day. Thank you.
Yeah, great Ed Scott there, Paul. It's amazing how clients perceive you, how you dress, we dress, depending on which type of client we've actually seen. So if we're seeing IT people or engineers, we go in career wear. If we're seeing a consultant, we go in suit. Because the end user doesn't like smart salespeople. So what you were saying, spot on. Great, 10 minutes, Scott. We use you, and I've also got a project for you as well, which is already filled. But yes, and I'll do yours first, which we might need Matt involved with that as well, but we'll start learning these first.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you. Look forward to that one.
Then there was one for Vince for science and nature. There was a referral for Paul for our accounts. I've never done that yet. I'll get that to you. Referral for you for the SOS button, which you've already done.
Done deal, yep.
And then there was a general referral for everyone, which I've got a lot of spoke about for some French speaking people. So I've sent a thing to the client and we'll see what comes back of that. I've got a thank you to the money to Stuart for on-call house again. Some more money from them. The health and safety guy, I keep forgetting what his name was. Colin O'Connor for Goldberg Homes. And another one for the Tesco Group for Simpson of their maintenance contract. Excellent. So that might well go to Stuart because he's the only one who's still in.
Well, I've got to go in 5 minutes, so I'm just going to do a very quick one. Paul really did not doing your comedy.
Scott, Kevin, it's brilliant. I host our website as we do continuously. I have oh, it's good to see you, Derek. Great to see you again. You can make it next week. Got a referral for Terry. There's a fellow over there. For helping out my friend and his errant tenant. Thank you.
That's it, Derek. Something you never along. Got up to Paul as well for the slots. I thought it was going to be about taxes initially when it was like, I'll take one, you take one, and you on the way to the And thank you for the money to Terry. This is for a while ago. And thank you for the money to Jane. And it's everyone on the confusion.
It's scary.
Welcome, Derek. Hope to see you again soon. Great expert, Paul and Howard. Great 10 minutes, Scott. Thank you. Really interesting. And I've got one-to-one and a consultation with Jane after this.
Thank you. Excellent. Well, I love the walk of a wise beginning. Well done. And it moved on to an excellent 10 minutes. So really a good meeting all round. This is to Nick Brook, phase 2, please, of the RSJ designing. We're knocking down walls with alacrity. Tina, regarding telephone answering service, plus we're way in last week. And Leanne for the colour advice session at Bramley House. Thank you. And yes, welcome to Derek with 1 E, not 2 E's, 1 E. Very important. It's good to be here today. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Jane. I was working out where the 2 E's came, but that's great. Yeah.
Same bit, second letter.
Yeah. And Nick, I take it you're helping the lady scatter her ashes, are you?
No, I'm
That's not that's Scott, come on. Do the draw.
I might be someone interested in that.
There's so many bloody do.
Okay, the winner of that is John.
All right. Excellent. Right. It stopped raining.
Yes.
I'll be sending you out into the dry weather, which is excellent. Thank you all for an excellent meeting. May I, as always, invite any announcements, please, that anybody wanted to make? Howard.
I've got to say, Matt has a quick word after about a possible sponsorship deal.
John. It's not an announcement, so whether it's going to be a board meeting, whether it's going to make my
Sorry, what did you say?
And the money from barbecue.
Well, Brian said I was not to take the money direct, which I thought was the most obvious solution, but Brian said it had to go via him. So I'm afraid we're a little stuck at the moment, because if Brian's not well enough to attend, shall I approach him again and say,
Yeah.
I'll try again and see if it can be directly to me, please. And thank you for asking. I know you've asked before, so I got my suggesting it came to me directly.
Yeah, well, if you can go Brian, that'd be great.
Oh, poor Brian.
Anybody else? No. In that case, I'll wish you well. Hope you have a good week. Hope to see you next week. Thank you very much.